This recording is concerned about number 19, part B. Number 19, part B says, what sampling technique was used? Give a brief reason for your answer. You have assistance in week 1, page 4, 5, and 6. So you can go to the BioStats Google Classroom, and week 1 is synonymous, is similar, like is similarly, you are saying unit 1. So if you're in the BioStats, it's talking about unit 1. But if you go in the CI3 QIBO, it's like week 1, but it's the same information. So you go to unit 1 and it says, it goes down to page 4. Remember, we're talking about the technique that was used. How did she collect the data? And here you have sampling techniques. Right here, starting page 5. So you have what you call the simple random, the systematic, clustering, stratification, and you have two semi-randoms, convenience and quarter, and a lot of readings on it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the keywords that will make you zero in onto which sampling technique was used. So let's start with the simple random. Keywords that will indicate to you that you, or how that you're applying simple random. First, you must number members of the population. It's like giving them a number. Here you have number 1, number 2, you are number 3, you are number 4, you numbering them. You're giving each member a number. Okay? So each member must get a number starting from 1 up to the population size. If 100 persons, 1 to 100, and so forth. Now the second thing that you must do, you're going to utilize a random sample generator. Generate random numbers. Okay. This can be easily done using the internet. You can just go to a new tab and you can type in random number generator. And your minimum number is 1. Let's say your population, you have 500 persons in the population. So you have numbered your members from 1 to 500. And you want a sample, let us say you want a sample of 5. The symbol for the word sample is a small n. Let's say you want a sample of 10. For example, you're going to select 12 members. So therefore now, you're going to generate a random number. 30. So the first random number I got was 30. So therefore, the first random number that was generated 30, hence the member with the number 30 will selected. Do this 12 times. If a random number is again, simply generates a new one. So you may have to do this 12 or more, because sometimes the same random number that you use already may have come up again. No, we have to look and see, is that what Harry did? So when we go to the question, it says that she interviewed 20 tourists, so she has 20 values. But what did she do? She designated each bus as a group. So it looked like when she went to the bus stop, the tourists were already on buses waiting to go and talk. So then she said, well, okay, I'm going to consider each bus as a group. Then she randomly selected 2. She chose the number 2. She just probably decided on her own she's going to choose 2 from each bus. And there were 10 buses, 2 times 10 is 20. Is that random sampling? So I leave that to you all to decide whether or not what she did if it's simple random. Here's another technique. The next technique is systematic. For systematic now, you must arrange the population in rows and columns, and you have to select the nth or the kth member. You must arrange members, rows, columns. After you have done that, calculate an interval. Which is equal to, let's say, a number k. And then you select every kth member. Did she apply systematic? The third technique that is written in this text is called clustering. Here's the write-up. I'm going to give you, in a nutshell, what clustering mainly is about. First and foremost, clustering deals with groups. So you must have groups. Must be groups to make one. Oh, from this clustering she applied. That's what you may be wondering, but you have to be careful. For clustering now, after you have established that there are groups present, you must apply either simple random or systematic. Select a random sample of groups. So you have to select some groups. Okay? You must select some groups. And then you'll continue dealing with these groups. Did she select some groups? We're going to read the question again. So there we can see groups were mentioned, but did she select some group? There were 10 buses. Did she select randomly some of the buses? Is that what she did? She said, it says she then randomly selected 2 tourists from each of the 10 buses. That won the Bayfront. So I'm leaving it to you all to decide which clustering she used. Here's another technique we're going to discuss. The other technique is called stratification. And here is the steps that you can follow for stratification. And here you have an example. But I'm just going to give you the important key points with regards to stratification. So for stratification, first and foremost, there must be groups, just like clustering. However, you are not going to select a sample of groups. You are going to calculate proportion per group, because some groups will be different, will be bigger in size than the others. So you're going to calculate a proportion per group. Okay, and then you're going to select, you're going to apply simple random or systematic. Select random sample for each group. Then rapidly, let's talk about quota. Quota is like stratification. So you must have groups. Quota is part of the non-semi or semi-random sampling technique. It's not totally random, and you're going to see why. For quota, you must have groups. But what you're going to do, you're not going to calculate a proportion. You're going to apply simple random or systematic to select a fixed random sample size and from each group. So the sample that you're going to take from each group will not be varying like stratification, because with stratification, you try to be proportionate because some groups might be significantly larger than the other. You need to select to be fair and representative. You will select more from the bigger group and less from the smaller group. That's pure stratification. But with quota, you say to your mind, I'm just going to select 5 from each group. No matter if one bigger than the other, you're just going to take 5. So a little bit of biasness creeps in there, and it's called quota sampling. You have selected a quota. Apply a simple random or systematic to select a fixed random sample size, or you can call it a quota from each group. And then you have the convenience sampling. It's another semi-random sample, convenience. What you basically do, you apply any of the techniques at your convenience. For example, we deliberately leave out some members of the population